Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Rajiv S. Khanna from immigration.com, the law offices of Rajiv S. Khanna, PC. Today is July 22nd, 2021, and this is our bi-weekly, every other week community conference call that we've been doing for decades. I will answer the questions that have been posted, take up follow-up questions, no new questions, and go on from there. Time permitting, we will take up new questions towards the end. The standard disclaimers that you heard when you were logging in, they apply. There is no way for us to guarantee the accuracy of the information. This does not create attorney-client relationship, etc. So before I go further, let me make sure you guys can hear me.
The conference is now in conversation mode.
Am I clearly audible, everyone? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes. The conference is now in presentation mode.
Okay, so let's begin first of all with the problem of premium processing for EB1C I-140 petitions. I have an EB1C petition. I understand that USCIS has been directed to allow premium processing. I'm not aware of any directive, but I am definitely aware of the law that was passed, I believe last year, which created categories for premium processing, pretty much covering everything. You could premium process EB1C, NIW, even H4EADs, I-485 EADs. So they had created these categories and with the fees, but that has not been implemented yet. So until it is implemented, it's just a piece of paper. *5 if you have a follow-up question. The next question, which is H4EAD processing delays, also asks the same question. Is there premium processing, and how about the law, etc.? That has not been implemented, but there are 3 sub-questions here. Let's deal with them. Are they adjudicating H1, H4, and EAD together? Well, in the good old days, if you asked for H1 premium processing, they would also, as a matter of courtesy, premium your H4 as well as EAD. But they don't do that anymore. They stagger them. However, sporadically, every now and then, we will hear somebody who had done premium processing got their H4 approved relatively early, and the EAD also relatively early. But is this a guaranteed procedure? Absolutely not. So we don't know when they're going to start premium processing of H4 and H4 EAD. What other options I have so I won't lose my current job being H4 EAD worker? So if you look at some of my, I think I put it on my blog. If not, it's definitely in my LinkedIn and social media updates. Also should be on immigration.com, where the Biden administration said that we will expedite certain cases where there is a loss of job possible or there is a substantial harm to the employer. So if the employer is going to lose a lot of money, they could definitely expedite. That was true even in the old days, but I have a feeling if you have a dire emergency, the directives about expedited processing didn't talk about all kinds of job loss, but there was some riders about, oh, I can't drive anymore, I can't get a driver's license because I don't have work authorization, etc. So there were some directives, and it should be, if you Google expedite criteria USCIS, you should see those memoranda come up. Okay. *5 if you have a follow-up question. No new questions yet. Follow-up question on this. You can press *5. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. I didn't mark any questions as frequently asked questions today, because even the ones who were frequently asked questions have been answered so many times before and relatively recently. So I didn't feel like we needed to mark anything as frequently asked today. So wait time for EB to India and RFE. My wife and I filed for employment-based green card in 2009. In Texas, there was an RFE. RFE response was received by Texas May 4th, 2021. Dates have been current. They have a backlog. So the question is there anything we can do to get USCIS to make a decision on our case? And guys, I hate to tell you, but there is really nothing you can do about delays. The lawsuits have been relatively ineffective because the government takes the position this is a systemic issue. So if Tom, Dick, and Harry, their cases are pending, but Harry sues, then if we put Harry before Tom and Dick, that's not fair. Therefore, it has been an uphill battle. Sometimes the judges don't like what the government is doing, and they will direct the government to expedite the cases. But it's an expensive way to test the waters, so to speak. And also, we are not doing a lot of the filings from Washington, D.C. anymore. Some of them we can, but adjustment are really typically local issues. And if you are, for example, in Texas, you might want to file in a federal court in your local jurisdiction. You can try a lawsuit, but there's not much you can do about it. *5 if you have a follow-up question, folks. Press *5 if you have a follow-up question. When I say *5, that's on your phone. Okay. Then, now this is question number 5, where there's a problem with getting visas. So for Jassu, what has happened is he came and he did his clinical rotation clerkship on a B1 visa earlier, but now his B1 visa is stuck. So do I apply for a third one and wait, or do I leave the country? If I leave, do I have to apply a new B1, B2 visa? Is it possible for me to change my visa to F1? By the way, rotations are not F1 visa. What problems will I experience? You're not eligible for an F1. F1 is reserved for courses where an I-20 can be issued. An I-20 is a form that your school gives to you if you are going to be a full-time student. Okay? So let's just double check what he was asking. I'm a medical student in the Caribbean islands. So I was lucky to get a year entry back in 2019. I applied for an extension. So you are in the United States, and after 6 months applied another ones. You will see, I don't know what you are doing. If you are still involved in your clinical clerkships and you said you're not done yet, what choice do you have? You keep applying for an extension. So you have to maintain a chain. You cannot break that chain. So let's say you applied for the first extension from January through June. Before June, you have to apply for another extension. And that brings you, let's say, to December. Before December, you have to apply for another extension. That brings you to the next June. You've got to keep going. The only time you'll have a problem is if there's a break in the chain. I hope that makes it clear. *5 if you have a follow-up question. *5. Okay, let's see. This one is from 510, which I believe, is it California? Let's ask. Hi, where are you calling from? 510.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm calling from Texas.
Yes,
I'm calling from Texas.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so far I haven't break my chain because I applied last for September to March, then March to September. So you mean to say I should apply another one?
Yes, ma'am.
Before September?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and
Absolutely, do that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, Mr. Radford.
we had a very odd situation, and this is an interesting case for people to note why we need to maintain a chain. We have a very wonderful client who has been afflicted by a disease which you would know more than I would. It is some kind of a muscular dystrophy. She has been suffering. She's a young lady. She used to work for the Indian consulate. We applied for her green card, but in the meantime, we got her a tourist visa application because she needed to stay in the United States. She couldn't go back to India. Her family's here. So, and they are US citizens and green card holders. Now, after we filed the tourist visa, partly it is our fault and partly it is theirs. They didn't remind us to file another extension. So like you, we had to keep a chain going. You understand what I'm saying? Until the 485 was filed, the chain should have been going. And there was a break of about 45 days in the chain. Government said to us, we are going to deny her 485. She's got to go back to India. And we requested the government, we said, look, this is a mistake made from both sides. We didn't think that we needed to remind them because our job was only to get them that one extension. And they thought that we had it all covered. So this was a bilateral mistake. So finally, after pleading with the government for months and months, government did approve our green card. So this can become a big problem. Just make sure you keep the chain going. Okay?
Okay. Also, if I have like another follow-up question, in case I have to leave the country and if I have to re-enter again, do I have to apply a new visa? Because my visa is still valid, like the one I'm on.
You know, I actually wrote a comment on this. If you look at my author page in the Economic Times, I wrote a comment on this that is your tourist visa going to be cancelled at the airport? So it's a very complicated situation. I think that approach the government is taking is incorrect. The short answer is, if you are still engaged, ma'am, in your training, in your rotation, I would keep applying for an extension. Do not leave.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're
sir.
welcome.
I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good luck. Okay, so now there was an error in entering Mr. Al-Halami. I don't do DV cases, so I don't really know the exact details, but I can tell you this. If you just type State Department DS 160 or DS 260 frequently asked questions, this question about corrections will absolutely 100% pop up. So just Google it. Okay. I don't have anything else to add to that, but you should definitely look into it and it should be modified as per the frequently asked questions. I'm not going to ask for a follow-up question because I really don't have anything to add to that. So the next one, which is question number 7, is about vaccination criteria. Arjun, whatever the CDC website says, I haven't taken a look at it. That's what you need to follow. Okay. As far as your coming into the United States is concerned, because you are on an I-131, it should not be considered to be a travel ban subject situation. So your issue is not travel ban. Your issue is about self-isolation, etc. Follow whatever CDC says. I've got nothing else to say on that. Once I land with mask on, I'll be allowed to drive a rental car. Oh yeah, all of that is already permitted. FedEx the I-130 re-entry permit and then travel back to India. I'm not sure what, if I understand. Arjun, are you on the phone? Press star 5. Press star 5 if you're here. Okay, there's a question I do not understand. FedEx the I-131. Let's see if I can make sense of this question. I'm approved. I'm currently in India. I have an N470 approved. Only thing I can think of is maybe you don't have the I-131 in hand. Can it be FedExed? Sure. Can it be delivered to you by hand? Sure. Okay. Anybody has a follow-up question on this? Press star 5. Anybody has a follow-up question? All right. So this is the question that Dr. Sehgal is asking. He's a medical doctor. There was another young man who was engaged with me on this issue of starting his own company, but there were so many questions. At some point, guys, I have to just raise my hands and say, I am a practicing lawyer. Remember, I have a day job. I can try to help with 1 or 2 questions, but if you keep coming back at me with more and more questions, at some point I can't help you anymore. Okay, so with that, just post on the community conference at least we have a record for everybody else to listen to also. So Mukulji is a physician. He wants to start a real estate LLC. Can I be an active participant investor while I'm on H1B? No. Can I establish a company with the help of 4 or more members, all of them on H1B? No. Can I self-sponsor? Hey, listen, if you were starting a hospital, you could probably, or a clinic, you could probably do an H1B. How does your medical degree help you in real estate? So the answer is to all of them is no. Because you can't do an H1B for a job that is not related to your education. Star 5, if you have a follow-up question. Star 5. All right. There is a follow-up question from New Jersey. New Jersey, go ahead. Say area code 732. Go ahead.
Hello, Rajivji. Thank you for taking our question. Actually, I wanted to see if I'm establishing an LLC. I know as a passive investor, I've listened to your other forums and you mentioned that as a passive investor, you can actually open an LLC and do investing as long as you're not actively participating, correct?
No, I didn't say you can do investing. What I said is that you can just think of it as putting your money into IBM stock. How much activity is involved? Basically, you just put the money in and you sit back. So that's the kind of role we envisage when we talk about passive investment. And these are dangerous areas, Doc, because there is nothing written in concrete. All we can do is surmise from what we know of the law and policy. So I would say the less active you are, the safer you are. So you're not investing actively, you are investing passively. You put the money in and you sit back.
I see. Is that something you can help us with, this establishing an LLC if you want to do a passive investing?
Oh, can I be your business partner? No, because lawyers can't be business partners. That would be a conflict of interest. Just like physicians can't own labs. You know that those rules from Medicaid, Medicare, where you can't do self-referrals. It would be highly unethical for me to get into business with clients.
What about like formulating the LLC?
Oh, you need a business lawyer. I don't do that anymore. I started my life as a business litigator, business lawyer, but I don't do that anymore. You probably will do better getting a CPA involved. They can help you do all of that, and they can also help you set you up for the accounts, etc. So go to a CPA for that, Doc.
I see.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Rajit.
Oh, you're welcome. Good luck, sir. Next one is area code 251. My pleasure. Area code 251. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Mobile, Alabama. Thank you for taking our call. I had just a follow-up question on the same thing. Like, if Dr. Sehgal, if he does an MBA in like finance or outside of his medical degree,
very good.
And then he can use that his degree to do the thing or not?
Absolutely. Why? Because then his H1B will be based upon his MBA, not his MD. Okay. So I'll give you an example. Right. I have the best possible example. I am a living example of that. I have a bachelor's degree in biology, chemistry and biology, right? So if I were to get a job as a researcher, I would qualify. Or if I were to start a research lab, I could do an H1B. Or if I started a law firm, I could do an H1B as a lawyer because I'm qualified for both. So when you are qualified for something in which you are investing, you could probably do an H1B for yourself as long as there's an employer-employee relationship. Somebody can fire you.
How to establish that?
Yeah, that's what we did that.
MBA and he's making a LLC. How do you establish that?
Yeah, so what we did last year was we had somebody from, I think the gentleman was from MIT. So, or there was another one. The one we did, MIT, I did an extension, but there was another one that what we did was, so when we filed their H1B, he owned majority stock in the corporation, but there was a board of directors who could fire him. Okay, so he was the CEO as well as the majority stockholder of the company, but the board of directors, it was clearly written in the bylaws, could fire him. That's an employer-employee relationship. But I warn you, this is a very tentative process. I've got a client stuck in India for 2 years now because he had such a situation. So even if the USCIS approves it, you could get stuck with visa stamping. What is the better option? Better option is that you've got other stockholders. Hopefully they are majority. And then it's easier to prove that you can be fired by somebody other than yourself. That's an employer-employee relationship. Okay?
Makes sense.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck. Okay, so let's go to question number 9. So renewal of green card. So parents were applied for green card. They let it expire. First question, can we apply for a green card again for them? Absolutely. What is the process? Exactly the same as it was before. Okay. Will this be a renewal? No, this will be a new green card application all over again. How much time will it take? Same as it did before. Year and a half total, something like that. Does he need to leave USA? He's in USA right now on a visitor's visa. I won't be able to cover that, Rameshji, right now, but we have 2 or 3 frequently asked questions on this that cover it extensively. Please go and look at immigration.com, frequently asked questions. *5 if you have a follow-up question on this. *5. Okay. Oh, this is from our neighborhood, Virginia. Hi, Virginia. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. And I'm just had a very quick question. We got the approval for the green card renewal, but we're waiting for the biometrics. So how long the notice says it will take 2 to 3 months for that to happen, and the decision will be made in 5 to 6 months. But we were wondering if we can call them and find out if we can go ahead and expedite the biometrics.
You can try.
Is there any way to do that?
You can try.
Okay.
We've had cases where, because there was an urgency, people were able to report with the interview notice even before the interview date.
Okay.
Okay. Good luck.
I think there's no interview involved, though. There's no interview.
Well, I mean, I didn't mean interview. I mean appointment. Thank you for correcting me.
Okay.
That's
All right.
appointment, not
Thank you,
interview. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Bye. Area code 516. Where are you calling from? 516?
Hey, Rajivji. This is Ramesh. I was the one who posted this one for my dad.
Right. Right.
From,
Right. So go ahead.
I'm from Long Island, New York.
Right. Go ahead.
I was just wondering, like you said, it's the exact same process, and kind of what we went through before.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
nothing different. So it's
No.
Once he applies, can he travel, or
See, that's the part.
That's
That's a much longer discussion than I have time for here. But we have covered that 2 or 3 times. If you go to our frequently asked questions, just read them, just listen to them. It's just time intensive. I won't have time to cover it. Okay.
All right, got it. Thank you, Rajivji.
Good luck,
so
sir.
much.
Good luck. Oh yeah, one thing, Rameshi, real quickly, just to give you the bottom line. Under certain circumstances, it would be okay to stay. Just make sure those circumstances are lined up for you. Okay?
Got it. Awesome.
All right, sir. All right. Bye-bye. Okay, so the next one. So yeah, Pranav, if an H-1B holder gets married to an F-1 visa holder, good for them. Congratulations. But is it going to be a problem for the F-1 visa holder to travel? I cannot answer that question definitively. Why? Because, yeah, government could take the position, well, you have an I-140 filed. But on the other hand, that I-140 doesn't name her. Right? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think she should be denied. But your guess is as good as mine. This is not a certain process. There is no certainty in this. There's a lot of suspense. My guess would be she should not have a problem. My recommendation would be don't travel until she gets an H1. Once she gets an H1, she's safe. Star 5 if you have a follow-up question. Okay. Next question, number 11, is about, we don't have a supplement J. Will our case be rejected? And the answer is, well, I do not know. It depends upon the exact circumstances. You see, Trump administration was looking for an excuse to deny cases. So they tried to create as many hurdles as they could. Biden administration has proven to be extremely reasonable. They have gone as far as to say that we'll be issuing RFEs where something is missing. But there are two kinds of things that can be missing: required evidence and suggested evidence. If you are missing required evidence, how do you know? It should be in the list of things that the I-485 form instructions ask you to file. There could be a problem, but I think the government being as reasonable as they are, you should be getting an RFE, not a denial. That would be my guess. Star 5 if you have a follow-up question. And also, by the way, if this I-485 gets rejected, you can always file it again. That's not an issue. Area code 614, where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Ohio. So yeah, I think you already answered. The second part was like, in case, worst case, if it gets denied, we are
you're good.
fully fine to file again, right?
Don't lose sleep over it. Absolutely. You'll be able to file it again. Just a loss of money, but no need to lose peace of mind. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Good
No
luck.
worries, sir.
Good
Thank you,
luck,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So, I-130 application filed by parent under F2B category approval time and employer filing I-140. Absolutely. You know that you can have green cards going through multiple categories. There is no problem with that. Okay. Can my employer file I-140? Absolutely. Will this affect I-130? Not at all. If I go to India on a vacation, can I come back without affecting my I-130? Absolutely. As soon as you get an H-1B, don't travel until you get an H-1B. Okay. Star 5 if you have a follow-up question on this. Ash? Okay. I guess not. Question number 13. I think we're going to have lots of time to answer new questions. Filing I-485 using past employers I-140. This is an important issue. I have covered it at least 4 or 5 times in our frequently asked questions. Can I apply through the old employer whom I have already left? The short answer is, could be dangerous. As long as you have an explanation why you left, and you can prove to the government, if asked, you may never be asked, that you had the intention to continue with them. I think it can be done as long as it is done truthfully. So listen to our frequently asked questions. I won't add to that because this has been covered extensively. Now let's see. What is needed from Supplement J? You need the intention to join them. They need the intention to hire you. Is there a risk? If they lie, yes, there is a risk. Can another company file 485 using earlier companies approved I-140? No, they cannot, even if the job is same or similar. Then Pradeep says, or it's Pradeepan or Pradeep, spouse's I-140 case denied by USCIS in premium, denial notice not received. So recently my wife's I-140 case was denied. We have not received the notice. Can I refile I-140 with the same Perm? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is it advisable to apply I-140 in premium? You can definitely try. I don't know what the denial reason is. Is the denial of the I-140 or of the premium processing? So the point is, there is nothing in law that stops you from filing another I-140 even if the first one is denied. So definitely go ahead. Can you file I-140 again after Perm expiration? You can if the first I-140 was filed within the time of the Perm. Okay. Star 5 if you have a follow-up question. *5. All right. So if you get laid off while STEM OPT application has been approved, you need to contact your DSO right away and get another job. The DSO should be able to help you there. Okay. Yeah, you need to contact the DSO, not the USCIS. *5 if you have a follow-up question on this. Okay, let's see. This is area code 214, which is Texas. Texas, go ahead, please.
Hello, Rajivji. Thank you so much for taking my question.
My pleasure.
I'm calling from Illinois.
Yes, sir.
So, I've been informed by my university that they have received my EAD card, but they have not received my approval notice. So, they said that they will send it when they receive my approval notice. But my understanding was that approval notice is a receipt of application. So, what value does it have? Like once your EAD is already approved?
Exactly. I don't really care about the approval notice. I need the EAD card.
Right.
Okay. I agree with you.
Enough if I just have the EAD card to start me.
I'm sorry, your voice is breaking up, so I couldn't hear it. And did you say that? Sorry, what was your question again? Last question.
Oh, my question was, if I just have the EAD card, is that enough to get a new
Absolutely,
job?
100% enough. But make sure that your service is updated. 981 is filed, or whatever that form is. 981, 983, whatever that form is, that needs to be filed by the new employer.
Right.
So as long as all that is done, you should be fine to join them with the EAD alone. I don't see any problem with it. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck. So one of the questions from Madhusudan, if I remember the facts correctly, was, I've got 2 approvals. First one was some case that went into a black hole, went into appeal, finally it got approved. So if you have an I-140 approval through that is your priority date. Okay. So Balka Court approved the 2013, so he applied for the I-140. You can definitely use that priority date. No problem at all. So even while the downgrade is pending, 2013 can be used. Absolutely. You can port it. *5 if you have a follow-up question. *5. Okay. So we'll start with the new questions after this one. You are from New Jersey. Go ahead, New Jersey.
Thanks, sir. To apply the port date, to apply the port date, do I need to apply? My attorney has to send the port date because the case is still EB2 to EB3 is still in progress. It says case received status only.
Okay. So hang on 1 second. So you have a priority date of 2013, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is your EB2 2013 current or no?
Yes, correct. No, EB2 is not current.
Okay.
EB3,
so
if I convert to EB3, then it will be current.
So you have a downgrade pending. They should automatically give you the 2013 date.
Okay. So what happened is while applying the EB2 to EB3, we used the 2014 I-140 approval.
That is okay because, hang on, priority date does not require that you use that approval notice. Okay. So don't get confused. Priority date is free floating. It does not get attached to any particular petition. EB3 to EB2 downgrade is attached to a particular petition, but the priority date is generic. I'm not going to get into any more explanation. Talk to your lawyer. Bottom line is you can use that priority date. Okay?
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Area code 551. Where are you calling from? Area code 55. Yeah? Go ahead, 551.
Yeah.
So, good afternoon. Actually, my name is Abhijit. We are calling from Alpharetta, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
And this question might be repeated multiple times to you, but currently I'm not able to find the answer.
Okay.
So, I'm having a 15 years of experience in software development.
Okay. First of all, stop right there. Stop right there.
Yeah.
I have not yet opened the floor for new questions. Okay. Luckily, I think this is our last question, but the normal format is I will invite new questions. In this case, because we've already ended the questions, old questions, the posted questions, I can take your question. But in the future, for everyone, just remember, we have to proceed so that first the posted questions are answered. And if there's time, we'll answer new questions. Right now, we've got almost half an hour, so we got plenty of time. So going back to you, sir, you have 16 years of experience.
Yeah. So I have 16 years of experience in software development, and I'm currently my employer is planning to apply for a green card for me. And out of the 16 years, 13 years experience is in India and 3 years in USA. And my education background is 12 plus 3. I'm having the Bachelor of Science from Mumbai.
Chances are you are going to go through the EB3 category. Okay.
Okay. So by any chance, can I apply for a EB2 since I have an experience of 16 years?
Long discussion, very unlikely.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Next one is area code 813. Where are you calling from, 813? 813, where are you calling from?
Yeah, hi. I'm calling from Dallas.
Dallas, okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you, yes.
I think my name is Abhijit too, and I have, my question may be often repeated, but I'll ask you nonetheless. So I have a priority date in August 2013, and I have already, that was filed under EB3, and then I changed my job like last year, and my current employer already filed my I-140 in EB2. When I check my visa bulletin based on the current trend, I'm expecting my priority date to be current for EB3 by, in a month or two. And so I was told by my friend that you can downgrade my current EB2 I-140 to EB3. And once it becomes current, then you can concurrently file for the adjustment of status and everything. And my lawyer is saying you can do that by premium processing, so it can be done in a couple of weeks. So I guess my question is it safe to do that from downgrading from EB2 to EB3? Because I heard a lot of things, for and against it. Once I do that, can I concurrently file? Once I get my EB3, can I file adjustment of status and my?
Okay, stop. Let me address the fundamental question. Everything else is kind of irrelevant at this point of time. First of all, I disagree with your lawyer that premium processing can already be done. That's iffy. You can try. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. Number two, should you downgrade? It depends upon how the previous case was prepared. Sometimes the problems in the first case appear in the second case. You could end up losing both. Okay, so if there were some errors made in the first case, that will become clear when, and it's not even errors. It's just that the government thinking changes with time. So is it safe? It depends. Your lawyer has to review your case very carefully before downgrading. Okay. Once you apply for the downgrade, if the priority date is current, you can concurrently file 485. If the priority date becomes current while the I-140 is pending for the downgrade, you can file the 485. Okay?
Okay. And then, can I ask one more question related to this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So in worst case scenario, both my I-140 like, EB3, when I downgrade, it gets, denied for some reason. is there a risk of me being out of status and then leave the country, or can I file it back in EB2?
That's an impossible question to answer. That's like asking a doctor, if I get sick, will I get sick again? And if I'm sick, can I travel? I mean, it depends upon how sick you are, what your sickness is, what the ground of denial is. So that's not a question I can answer. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay. Thank you so much, Raju.
You're welcome. By the way, just to give you an idea, we have done, if not a few hundred, but definitely over 100 downgrades. And we have reviewed, obviously, that many and more files. We have declined to file a downgrade only in 1 or 2 cases. Okay. Most of the cases, especially if your lawyers prepared them competently, most of these cases are not a problem to file for downgrade. All right?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck. Okay, looks like I'm very popular in New Jersey, guys. New Jersey, go ahead. 732.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Madhusudanan.
Yes.
This is related birth certificate issue.
Mm-hmm.
My wife birth certificate, her name is matching with the passport name.
Okay.
But her father name in birth certificate in father name, they put extra 2 characters AN.
Okay. But first of all,
passport,
it's usually not a problem. Because see, one of the things is that even the US government understands that Indian names are phonetically spelled in English. So for example, just take my name. I spell my name R-A-J-I-V. It can also be spelled with a double E. It can also be spelled with R-A-J-I-V-E in the end. So there are so many ways to spell the same name because we are following the phonetic spelling. I do not believe this is going to be a major issue. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good luck, sir. All right, folks, that looks like all the questions we had today. Before I drop off, anybody has any other questions? Press *5 if you do. Very good. We'll see you. Oh, there is one question. Let's see. Area code 570. 570, are you in Pennsylvania or Virginia?
Yes, Rajiv. I'm in Pennsylvania. How are you?
Good. How can I help you, sir?
My EB2 final action date is current in this month, but I have not filed my medical RFP. So, I'm sorry, I did not get medical RFP so far. So, do you think that, do I need to contact the USCIS or?
No. What they are saying is, the last time we checked on this, they said, wait for the RFE. But if you have an interview scheduled, even if you don't have an RFE, bring the medicals to the interview. Okay?
Okay. So, even the interview slot also I am not getting.
Yeah, if you do, some people are getting approvals without interviews.
Okay. So even I have no medical RFP, so I might be getting the query or the interview call in my case.
Or if you are lucky, you might even get an approval. Who knows? We'll see what the government does. But the recommendation from USCIS was, we checked about 4 or 5 weeks ago. They said don't send a medical without an RFE, but if there is an interview scheduled, bring the medicals to the interview. All right?
Okay, Raji. Let's hope for the best.
Good luck. Almost done, huh? Almost done. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Area code 224. Where are you calling from? Area code 224.
Hi, I'm calling from Chicago.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Hi, very good afternoon, Rajuji.
Good afternoon.
I have a question. So, let's say if I have a GC EAD and I'm a derivative, right? Can I join my ex-employer using the GC EAD? Meaning, I have an approved 485 not approved. I approved I-140 and I want to go back to this employer because my priority date become current. And can I join on the EAD or have to go on H1?
H1B is not required. You can join on an EAD, but there are issues here, including whether you are going with AC-21 portability or resuming an old job. I don't want you to do this without a proper sit down with your lawyers. Definitely possible, but absolutely don't do it without talking with your lawyers in detail about all the elements of your case. You will be fine. Just make sure you make the right decision. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Good luck. All right, folks. It looks like we are done for the day. I'll see you again in 2 weeks on Thursday.